King the Land episode 3 begins when Gu-won is in his best suit, and Chin looks stunning as an interviewer. For a second, she has engrossed in his handsome personality. As he sits, the interview starts, and all questions are inclined toward his mother and the memories he spent with her as a child. Everyone is watching the television because Gu-won isn't an ordinary personality. There is also his sister watching this show with a sarcastic smile. But these questions trigger past traumas, and Gu-won leaves the interview while it is on air. Luckily, Chin manages the live interview calmly and engages the audience in other topics. Reaching outside, Gu-won tries to calm himself and realizes who is behind this. On the other hand, Ms. Gu is happy to see the live coverage that her trick has worked to ruin the promotional video. But Gu-won comes back and throws away all the questions. He turns the audience's attention toward the enchanting natural view of the sunset. They continue talking about sunset and give the natural admirable vibes throughout the interview. The footage goes on air in just a few minutes, becoming a hot social media topic. After this shoot, Chin warns him not to create obstacles in her way, because he can easily go in this matter, but she has to suffer a lot. But Chin can't imagine she has also triggered his main weakness. Just then Sang arrives and informs them about tomorrow's shoot based on the love topic. Not considering the situation, Gu-won orders to wind up tomorrow's shoot in 1 hour. At night, Gu-won is sad to remember his mother, and the broken pocket watch is also revealed to be a gift from her. That's why he keeps it with him all the time. Aside from this, Pyong Sr. scolds her for being an extra 3 pounds in weight and asks her to go on a diet. Also, her senior has refused Ru-woon to check the weight because he looks fit. On the contrary, Ru-woon also asks his senior to check her weight because she is also part of the team. By ignoring his suggestions, she walks away. Also, Ru-woon consoles her by calling her beautiful, and Pyong also gifts him a scarf for his mother. Following day, Chin and Gu-won are out for the second day's shoot. The theme is smiling and making hearts, the most challenging task for Gu-won. Instead of smiling, he could only smirk, and the editor is responsible for making it a smile. On the opposite of him, Chin is doing a terrific job by giving a $1 million smile. Moving on, the boat day has come, and they have to pick a fish and show how they use the natural ingredients in their hotel. During this shoot, Gu-won has to catch a fish and pretend to be heavy, because the editor has decided to make it bigger with his editing skills. As a result, he throws the little fish into the water because he is tired of this job. Apart from this, Da-yul has become a strict manager like before because the staff needs to do chores more carefully, but she is still kind to them by bringing their favorite for them. Meanwhile, the boats of Chin and Gu-won stop working in the middle of the water, and they are stuck there. Gu-won wants to reach the hotel as soon as possible, but the boat owner refuses to take them back. He takes them to the island, and Gu-won is scared to see such a haunted place at night. They find a worn-out cottage to spend the night in. This cottage is probably the best hotel, but Gu-won is scared of the old weeping sounds. He behaves like he is not afraid at all, and Chin challenges him to take the lead. The moment he walks ahead and sees an old woman near the cottage, he faints. Consequently, Chin takes him to the hotel where they meet an old couple. When Gu-won awakes, he is again terrified by watching the knives in the hands of a couple. But soon, his misunderstanding clears out. The old couple considers them a couple, but they straightforwardly say no to them. To serve their guest, they offer them wine, and they take it a lot seriously. In no time, they are smitten and pass derogatory remarks to each other. Overloaded with drink, Chin reveals it hurts when she has to bring a smile to her face, even if she is sad or hurt. After a heartful glare at the genuine smile of Chin, Gu-won feels butterflies in his stomach, but they go to sleep soon. The following day, Chin finds out they are sleeping in one room separated by a curtain. She freaks out, but Gu-won manages her calmly. Through the window, they enjoy magnificent views. When Gu-won is seated outside, an old man arrives and asks him to give this girl a ride on the bike, because they can only explore the island through the bike. According to his words, he offers Chin a ride, and she agrees because she doesn't want to miss the chance. However, they spend the ride enjoying the scenery of the island. When they return, the old couple turns out to be frauds because they demand a huge amount. Gu-won is ready to pay because money is nothing before him. The problem is that he doesn't have a credit card, so he wants to pay them through mobile. At the same time, a sailor man who lied about the malfunction in the boat, their son, arrive. They play with them and take out a long list of receipts, but Chin saves money with her excellent analytical skills. Gu-won is impressed by her smartness, but he thinks she shouldn't argue with them because he is ready to pay them. Here, Chin tells him about the importance of money, and he prefers not to argue with her because she is right. They get back to their homes. When he reaches home, his father scolds Gu-won for being reckless during the interview. but he has no concerns with the interview and inquires about his mother. Ignoring his question, his father makes him understand the importance of business. Gu-won is also his son, so he insists on his point of knowing about his mother. Looking at his stubbornness, his father has gone and Ms. Gu asks him to pack his bag because he needs to leave. Gu-won clears her doubts that he has no intention of living here. He is only here for his essential work, so she shouldn't create a childish trap of spoiling his interview. In the hotel, the staff calls her a star because she has managed everything efficiently. Just then the chairman arrives and praises her talent. As a reward, the chairman promotes Chin to the King of the Land, the most prestigious floor of the hotels. She is now working with the most senior staff. Sitting in the office, Gu-won is smiling for the first time to see the pictures of Chin, where she is genuinely smiling. He also runs a psychological test, proving he has a crush on her, because he can't stop himself from watching and constantly thinking about her. This app also gives him suggestions to share his feelings, so he follows the suggestion and moves to her. Gu-won looks at her secretively and brings her favorite snack to share his feelings about her. He is about to confess his feelings, but Chin's old boyfriend tucks in and hugs her without giving her a chance to repel. Gu-won watches this from a distance and moves away. As Gu-won leaves, her boyfriend apologizes, but he doesn't know why he asks her for forgiveness. Listening to this, she is pissed off because he is repeating the same mistake by repeating the word sorry repeatedly. Also, he has no time to listen to her in isolation because he wants to meet with a mate after convincing her. That is when she realizes she can't continue her relationship with him. Chin finally breaks up with the not-so-happening boyfriend because he is always busy with his friends. Even now, instead of apologizing, he is busy taking their calls. In wrath, Chin walks away. Aside from this, Gu-won can't believe he is jealous of her boyfriend and throws out the gift on the road. Unfortunately, the policeman stops him and asks him to pick it up. He starts ranting about his lost love, and both can relate to each other because their stories are the same. Both have a crush on the pretty girl with a beautiful smile. The police officer asks him to beware because he is rich and has no experience of love, so he can be easy prey, but Gu-won doesn't believe in his tale. On the other hand, Chin visits her grandma to cheer up her mood. Serving the best food and love is the medicine for all her bruises. In her grandmother's hotel, everyone calls her daughter-in-law and she is taking light and enjoying. Both grandmother and Chin spend quality time and she shares about her breakup. Aside from this, the chairman of the Royal Hotel celebrates their victory because they have beaten King of the Land's hotel. Meanwhile, the chairman is scolding both Gu-won and Ms. Gu for not taking responsibility for generating reviews, as their competitors have won the #1 award. They both need to work on the popularity and revenues of the King hotels. Ms. Gu takes responsibility and asks her stepbrother to stay out of this business. When Gu-won needs to consider the hotel revenues, he keeps thinking of Chin's smile. In King of the Land, Chin has been promoted and dresses up in the new uniform under the command of the floor manager. She takes her to Gu-won's room, and he is stunned to see her in the new uniform. Although he likes her, he still scolds her for being less sophisticated. Chin has no choice except to listen to her boss, so she ignores him. After they leave, Sang reads his mind and teases him. He kicks him out of the office bluntly. When Chin reaches the VIP floor, all except the manager do not welcome her. They are jealous of her because she has just 2 years of graduate certificate and has been working with them when they all have completed their full graduation years. Instead of their derogatory remarks, Chin responds to them with a smile. On the other hand, Ms. Gu is visiting the stores and airlines to mark things up and make some changes. She is taking her task seriously, which is assigned by her father. Also, she replaces the staff and makes some amendments to double the sales. In the meantime, Gu-won conducts a meeting to discuss the sales because Chin is supposed to attend it. The whole time, he kept staring at her and nodded to the manager's suggestions, whatever she said. He asks them to prepare suggestions for increasing revenue. While in the room, he texts Chin but she never replies. He is waiting for her reply madly by doing exercise and playing, but there is no response from her side. So, he calls her but she doesn't answer his calls. In fact, she is busy with Pyong, who is depressed about how to double sales. She hung up the calls by considering it a wrong number. Both have double duty, and they consider Da-yul lucky to know very well how to deal with customers with her flowery language. However, Da-yul is busy dealing with her toxic in-laws, who are never full and keep asking for food. She even asks her husband for help, but he refuses because he is busy in the meeting. The following day, Gu-won asks Chin for dinner, but she refuses. She teases him enough to blow his mind. Also, he inquires her in a sophisticated manner, but she still denies it because it's awkward for her to go with him alone. He gives up on asking and lets Sang take her to dinner at any cost. In the plan, an arrogant pervert colleague has harassed Pyong, but she deals with it. Pyong continuously denies his offer and ignores him but threatens her. She doesn't take him seriously and concentrates on her work. Luckily, Ru-woon hopes in and asks her for dinner. First of all, she denies it, but he has convinced her. They enjoy a beautiful dinner and he confesses his feelings for her. She also tried to mold his feelings toward her colleague, but he persisted. Nevertheless, Sang invites the staff for a welcome dinner. Gu-won is not amused to see all of them because he was expecting only Chin there. Things get awkward when he treats Chin like a kid and offers her special treatment. As Chin does not eat fish, he calls a master chef in the Japanese hotel and makes him cook steak. When she doesn't touch the food, he asks Sang to serve her. In embarrassment, she has started eating before Sang serves her like a child. After dinner, she calls him out and asks him to avoid her for the upcoming days because she doesn't want to get noticed in the hotel. When she reaches home, her friends celebrate her birthday. They brought her cake and decided to celebrate with their best friend. Here, they gift her a nightie, considering she is still in a relationship. But she reveals she has broken up with him and they start dancing to cheer up her mood. In Gu-won's office, Ms. Gu finds the broken pocket watch and teases Gu-won for being nerdy by conducting a meeting without her permission. She also taunts him about his mother's past, which triggers the past traumas and makes him cry silently. This watch was broken by Ms. Gu when he was a kid. She throws the watch out of the window by considering trash and tells that his mother will not return. Later, he also tries to find a record from 1989 but can't find the file. He doesn't want to disclose the employee's name but wants all the records. In the meantime, Chin's old boyfriend comes in with flowers to patch up, but she rudely trashes him out. She can't be with a person who doesn't value her, so she has decided to keep a distance from him. With a broken heart, she is crying and reaches a spot to spill out the beans. Luckily, Gu-won finds her and rescues her with an umbrella as it is pouring out. He claims it to be his special spot. Now Chin wants to go but trip her feet. She has fallen in the arms of Gu-won who holds her in his strong arms. Please subscribe to K-Drama Cap and let me know in the comments if you are excited for part 3.